Alrighty. Final segment for today is actually going to be a tier list, not what your watch says about you.
A bit of both.
There's a bit of both. Obviously, the tiers that we use, the top tier is GOAT, the second top tier is good, the middle tier is serviceable, we've got last resort and trash. So we've got about 8 to 10 watches here. Cal, you are the Cal expert. Sorry, you are the watch expert.
I hope he's also a Cal
I'm an expert on myself.
So we're going to go through them. And you're going to tell us, we'll talk about what these watches, like the people that wear these watches, how they are, and then we'll try and chuck them onto the tier list. We'll start with obviously the most famous one, Rolexes. So Rolex watches, what are these people often like?
Man, Rolex Datejust 41 in blue in particular.
In particular.
You know those like finance starter kits where there's like you got the full navy suit, maybe you even have the navy vest, the navy
three-piece type.
Yeah, the RM Williams.
RM Williams
has to be.
Right? You're wearing a Rolex Datejust 41 in blue. That's a definite. That's 100% definite.
Which bracelet?
You're wearing a Jubilee bracelet. You're wearing a fluted Jubilee Rolex Datejust 41. I can't believe how many I've sold to those men.
It's funny because literally one of my, I work in finance and one of my good mates has that exact
watch.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he likes to flex it as well, man.
To be fair, it's a nice watch. If
it is a nice watch.
It's pretty nice.
It is nice. It is nice. But bro, finance guys love to talk about it, man. Look at my Datejust 41. Like, bro, chill, yeah?
They're like waving like this.
Yeah. It's literally like that. They take their phone calls like this, bro.
What's the starting range like for price for those ones?
For a fluted Jubilee, you're probably looking at, in blue in particular, you won't touch one under 18,000.
Jesus. So this is like your low-level finance heavies then?
No, 18's a bit. That's pricey, no?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting up. Like for Datejust, look, you can spend on that watch, you can spend up to 25K if it's brand new 2025. So if you've got one brand new, someone's dropped 25 Gs on that.
How much do you sell? How many of those do you sell probably in a month, you reckon?
Oh, dude, I sell at least, like I get Datejust 41 in general, in fluted Jubilee, I sell like 5 to 10 a month.
Yeah, they're just
like
going
it's one of
on
my
rotation.
best selling watches.
Is it only to finance heavies?
Only to finance heavies.
Dude, to be honest, like Rolex, I feel like there's two types of people, right? There's like the people who appreciate watches, know the history, love the brand and what it stands for. And then you have like
the full homers.
Yeah. Like and then you have like your rappers and stuff like that. But I feel like you can only tell which type of Rolex owner the person is based on like the clothes they wear. If they're flashing your Balenciagas, your Louis Vuittons, and they got a Rolex watch on, they're just flashy. But I feel like the understated, I don't know. The
board shorts, it's like the board shorts, t-shirt and thongs, dude.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
That's the real heavy.
That's the real heavy right there, man.
Well, Billabong board shorts and then a rollie.
Yeah. Billabong board. Yeah.
Do they try and negotiate the price, or are they just whatever you say they're paying?
Finance guys are literally ball breakers. I don't know why. Like you think like they're churning numbers all day, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they're bored. They're like, I get to do some real life churning and real life negotiation with these numbers.
Everything has to be a deal with these guys.
Yeah, it's
bro.
like what deal? Like negative gearing, what's all that shit? And
the
he's just
franking credits on this Rolex, brother.
Fucking the percentage, 2.5%. If I get 2.5% back on this watch as an investment, Cal, can I get 2.5%? If I invest in this Rolex in 2025, Cal, will I get 2.5% returns in 2026? Will it hold its value? Cal, you believe it or not, I'm in finance, so I just really like to know.
Yeah.
Can you please answer this question for me?
Beautiful.
That's definitely your finance guy.
I love
Cal, can I retain value? Will it lose value, Cal?
Number one question.
Man, oh my God. Yeah, okay. Yeah, whatever you need, bro. Whatever you need. Do you need it to retain value? Yes, I do. Yes, it does. If that's what you need. If that's what you need. Yeah, but fluted Jubilee, man, I'll be honest, the Rolex in that particular model for finance guys, yes.
Just quickly, what about the other one, like the GMTs? Is there specific
subs?
Subs?
Yeah.
Subs?
So, all right, these are probably the most annoying guys to deal with.
Yeah.
They're your real estate agents, right? And I have sold that many Rolex bluesy Submariners. So this is the one where it's got two-tone. So it's like this, but it's blue dial. Man, I can't remember. I can't name how many like real estate agents have come and be like, Cal, I just need a little bit of flair. You know? I just need a little bit something extra, Cal. You know, these GMTs and black subs and date just don't do it for me. You know, they just don't do it. I just need a little bit more. You know, so I'm like, all right, I got this. Whoa, that's the one, man. That's Sunburst Blue Dial. You know, that with my AMG C63. When I do open homes, they'll take me really serious. I think that is the pinnacle of real estate, that watch.
Yeah, that's when you know you made it.
You've made it. And maybe like, look, real estate agents, either that or you're Vietnamese.
Shout out.
Are you Viet?
No, I'm not Vietnamese, but shout out the Vietnamese community.
I thought he was shouting at himself. I thought he was like, he's Viet. He's like, shout out. Like, I thought he was like, my G's. Like, this sort of, yeah. Like,
Every Asian community, brother, I'll shout them
dude,
out.
I'll be honest, Viets love gold. I don't know why. Between them, yeah, gold watches, like them and Chinese. Like, Chinese are full gold, though.
Oh, like
Full gold.
Yeah.
Full gold day dates, that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Viets, they're like two-tone.
The two-tone.
Yeah, they love a two-tone. They love it, man.
Actually,
yeah.
that is such a...
It's true.
No, I mean, sorry, the
Two-tone
Chinese,
date
the day dates, the full gold.
Full gold.
Dude, I went to Singapore once and I swear I saw 3 or 4 old Chinese uncles with those beautiful, like, full gold.
Bro,
Yeah.
if I went to like Springvale here, like in Melbourne, if I went to Melbourne Springvale, I reckon you'd see like the chopping the barn knees and shit. They're full like chopping their barn knees, like making swear my life. I'm talking through experience. This is not racist if it's
I
true.
never said it was, brother.
It's not racist if it's true. My mate owns a banh mi, so he's chopping it. Him and his mum.
Yeah.
They're Viet. They're chopping this banh mi, throwing the thing. He's wearing a root beer GMT, and she's wearing a two-tone date just. The Viets
How
love
many
two-tone.
banh mi's are they selling? That's insane.
Man, they're selling a lot, trust me.
Yeah.
They're selling a lot. They sell a lot of banh mi's. And then you go Springvale, man, all the Asian Viet uncles, they're all wearing like two-tone Daytonas, that sort of stuff. The ladies are wearing two-tone Daytonas. Man, I'm telling you, Rolex two-tone, it's a Viet watch.
Yeah.
It's a Viet watch. And then other than that, you've got obviously your bluesy for your real estate agents. Yeah.
And then what about all the, like, the Sky Dwellers, Yacht Masters, all of them? Nah.
I
There's
mean-
no stereotypes with those ones.
I mean,
right?
it's really hard to stereotype a sky dweller, right? You're probably an investment banker. Like investment bankers, they like to go a little bit more flashy. They like to be like a little bit more prestigious. Maybe they wear like a sky dweller. You could probably be in real estate as well, but investment bankers, bro, they're wankers.
Yeah.
Are you an investment banker?
No, I'm not an
Yeah.
investment banker.
Investment bankers, they just love to show it off.
Mm.
They don't care. They love showing their Rolex off. It's like, how do I get the biggest, loudest Rolex? So it could be a big sky dweller. Like, man, they will do it. They'll do it 100%.
Yeah.
Like, or if you're Lebo, you just get a full gold sky dweller. Lebos love the full gold sky dwellers.
And the final one, the Daytona. We were in Melbourne last week and we went down
To the Cass,
to the
to the
Cass,
Crown.
and you were playing blackjack
Yeah.
at the Crown, and literally the guy next to you had I think it was a Panda Daytona.
Yeah, Panda
It was-
Daytona. Beautiful watch.
Obviously, I don't know if it was real or not, but it looked nice.
Dude, I feel like there's no specific person that you can name that wears a Panda Daytona because it is the most hyped Daytona on the market. So like I'll get like some guy that owns his own business, but then I'll get some guy that really like just wears it just because they like it. And then you got guys like, I know real estate agents, I know tech guys, like lawyers, they all wear the Panda Daytona, the black, like those Daytonas in particular. Yeah, it's pretty crazy across the board.
So where are we putting Rolex on the tier list?
I think it has to be. People hate me when I say it's goated, but they're the number one seller. Like, so I don't give a fuck what you say.
Yeah.
Like, whether or not you like it or not, like, literally, they're probably one of the only brands that most of their models go above retail. So how can it be a non-goated? You can sit there, oh my God, there's so many better niche watches. Like, bro, get fucked. They're
Yeah.
goated.
Goated. All right.
Goated.
Straight away. Number one.
Play on.
Goat.
What do you think?
I agree. I 100% agree.
Do you guys think it's goated?
Ask them.
Yeah, Mig's not a watch guy. I 100% think it's
We have to
goated.
get you a watch. We'll coin flip for it.
Looking at him, he's Filipino. What stereotypes? What do they usually wear?
Filipino.
What
yeah,
watch should I have on my wrist?
Bali Rolex, probably. No, Filipino.
Good deal.
Filipino, dude, I actually have a lot of Filipino clients as well, dude. Like the rich, but I feel like the discrepancy between poor and rich in Philippines is so high.
Yeah, it is.
Like there's a lot of guys they're just trying to enter the game, and maybe it's like Tiso Seiko, but then I got some big Filipino businessmen that just spend like Patek. They don't fuck
Jesus.
around. it's like Patek and AP.
Yeah.
So maybe you should go with Patek.
Yeah.
Sure.
Start there
Start
with
there.
your first watch.
Yeah.
I think if you just blow them out of the park like that and you start there, you assert your dominance as a Filipino.
Well, there we go. I need my name in the Filipino community. So.
yeah.
All right, next one we had Casio or G-Shock.
Yeah.
We'll go G-Shock. We'll say G-Shocks maybe.
Well, I mean, I really want to talk about the Casio, the little silver one that everyone wears.
Oh, let's talk
right?
Casio first then.
Yeah, the Casio. I mean, you're probably a barista.
Mm.
You're at uni. You're broke. You could be in Surrey Hills. You could be in, any of those Fitzroy.
That's ball
Brunswick.
knowledge.
Yeah, I honestly, man, you're a little bit old.
Yeah.
You like to drink like Stone and Wood,
Craft beer.
craft beer. Barista. You probably have home plans as well. You probably have a lot of home plans. That sort of stuff set up. Yeah. You're wearing the Casio for sure. For sure.
I think other people wear Casio. You know that YouTuber Nico Leonard?
Yeah, he loves it.
He loves it. God tier watches,
God
right?
tier watch. God tier.
So you watch too much of him, and you
I mean, he's a G-Shock fan. I'm a
is.
massive dude. I have like 30 G-Shocks.
Mate, G-Shock, only the people who wear it in Sydney are like Punjabis. That's it. I'm not even kidding.
But like, are we talking like the square shaped G-Shock or the fat
The
G-Shock?
big one, the fat
Yeah.
one.
Dude, no racism right here, man, but I believe that to be true.
It's not race if it's true.
Exactly.
As you said, Cal.
Yeah, it's not racist if it's true. I'm not going to use the word Punjabi because I don't think that's right. But however, I may or may not have seen Indian men in particular wearing fat Hublots, like no, not Hublots, sorry, fat G-Shocks,
G-Shocks.
really fat, thick G-Shocks.
Why is that?
I don't know. I was in India recently, and mate, G-Shock's out the wazoo. So you're either Indian or I don't know. You're Cal apparently because he owns 40. So.
Yeah, I own a lot, but man, but I don't own those ones. There's a difference, right? You can't put me in that category, man.
How dare you?
Yeah, I go for the square 5600D, the classic square looking one. These guys are going like these weird. They're either going like the diesel fossil like massive G-Shocks, like huge, like overhang your wrist, and it's like they wear it loose. You notice, like they let it rattle around on their wrist. Like,
It looks like the Omnitrix from Ben 10.
yeah, literally. But they're God tier.
God tier?
God tier?
Yeah, so Punjabs, boys, we're God tier.
God tier. Bang.
All right.
Chuck it in goat.
All right, next up was Tissot. What kind of blokes or women wear Tissot?
You're probably probably in uni, and you're probably a brokey, and you're probably like you're probably
Brokey.
that's why I wear them because I'm a massive brokey. No, like, honestly, Tissot, respect to them, but like, man, like you're probably waiting for their 50% off sale at Angus and Coote, man.
Yeah.
You're that dude. You're literally waiting. You're like, I've seen it at David Jones. I've seen it at Angus and Coote. I've seen it at Solera's. When are they like, how much can I get on a discount? I've got $500 budget. Can I get it for $350 brand new? That's the Tissot wearer for sure, man. But they anchored off one good model, the PRX. Right? And I will say that watch alone is goated.
Okay.
I own one. I've gifted out like 3 or 4. It's my best selling Tissot. That is fucking crazy, that watch. I'll be honest, that is one of the best. But overall, across the board, man, when I'm to Tissot, I'm like 60% off.
It's like,
Can I get a 70% off? And then it's like,
you're waiting for Black Friday.
I'm waiting for Black Friday.
Yeah. Cyber Monday.
It's-
I actually don't know that many people who wear Tissots. I feel like you're right. It's like an entry level watch. If you're getting into, your watches for the first time and you don't want to buy like a Fossil, for instance, you go one level above, that's Tissots.
They're not shit, but they're not good.
The only Tissots I've seen around and it's popular is the PRX. And I will say they look pretty cool.
The PRX is, I always say to my mates, I always joke, you wear a PRX, it looks like an AP from afar, but it's far from good. That's a definite. But the PRX is the best watch.
They're clean.
They claim.
You should get a PRX.
He's called you a brokey.
No. That one's not brokey level. You're going to spend more.
Okay.
But Tissot in general, where in the tier list would you put it? Is it serviceable or last resort?
Or is it trash?
Is it trash?
It's not trash, but the thing is, I gift this watch out. I can't put it as last resort.
Exactly.
Nah, forget the PRX. That's Tissot as a whole.
Outside of the PRX, I think they're not trash, but they're maybe the one above. What's the one above?
Last resort.
They're sort of my last resort. Yeah.
So if you've gotten a Tissot from Cal, this is what he thinks of you.
No, if it was a PRX, I did like it.
Yeah.
But if it's not a
He
PRX,
fucking hates you.
It was a last resort.
All right, next up we said Omega.
Omega, the Speedmaster, you're a collected man. You're like one of these guys. You wear the Speedmaster. You probably want to tell me that it was the first watch on the moon. You're probably going to be like, Cal, you know why I bought this? You know why I bought this one, Cal? Believe it or not, Cal, I don't know if you've heard this before, but it was the first watch on the moon. And I'll be like, wow, man, that was the first watch on the moon.
Amazing.
And I don't know how many people have told me that story. But again, across the board, this one, you will get a lot of guys in finance, and usually their excuse is, I just don't want to be too flashy, man. That's why I went to Omega. I didn't want to buy the Rolex because it was just too much. Like that sort of thing.
Understated. What's an understated watch? Yeah.
But maybe they're deep down. I think they do want that Rolex. Deep down they want it. But the Speedmaster across the board, that is the most iconic model. No joke.
Yeah.
What about the Swatch Speedmaster range?
Man, you know, shoe flippers were flipping that stuff.
Really?
If you wanted to make a quick buck, you could flip Omega Swatch.
That's
Dude, I honestly think I did a video on this on the other day that it's like their most ever sold Swatch or something like that. The Omega Swatch. It literally was flying out the doors, and I was flipping him as well.
Yeah.
I was getting them and selling them on for more.
So what was the retail on those ones?
I think they were retailing at $380 when they first dropped.
Them for?
Well, when they first dropped, people were selling them for $1,350, $1,500.
Dude, that's good money.
So for context mix, right? Speedmasters, how much is a Speedmaster? Like
Speedmaster
$8,000?
retail, for a second-hand market Speedmaster, you probably look at 8 to 10, right?
Yeah. Right? Swatch, you know Swatch.
Of course.
Yeah, so Swatch, like the kids brand.
Yeah, I had one at one point in time in my life.
course,
Yeah,
yeah.
play on.
Chucked, like did a collab with Omega.
Yeah.
Speedmaster, right? You put the face of the Speedmaster on like the straps of the Swatch.
The plastic.
It was like
Swatch.
ceramic. Yeah.
They call it bioceramic.
There you go,
Which means
bioceramic.
plastic.
And they sell for $350. Apparently, reselling for $1,200. Crazy.
So I thought about lining up at Chadstone that night, the night that the Swatch dropped. And I called my mate, hey, you in line? Yeah, I'm about 100th in line and I'm outside Chadstone. Like I'm outside the store.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, bro, I'm not sleeping overnight. People literally slept overnight outside Chadstone to get that watch and they were flipping them.
Dude.
And to this day, if you told me I needed to sell an Omega Swatch, I could sell it. Like I could sell volume. If you gave me 10 at like $350 right now, even if they were used, I'd sell them all.
That popular. Fair
They're
enough.
that popular. Omega Swatch. Omega's, then you got all your other brands, Seamasters, Speedmasters. But I'll be honest, for the most part, the guys that I've met that have worn Speedmasters are good blokes.
Yeah.
Just all round good blokes. They will tell you about the moon landing or something about the moon landing. Yeah.
What about the Snoopy one?
The Snoopy?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I sold that to a lot of Asians. I'll be honest. Yeah,
Snoopy?
I don't know why the Snoopy. Yeah. That one's like a little bit more niche. People do know. It's a if you know, you know. But I think that, you know how Asians are really into like cartoons and anime and that sort of stuff?
Are they really? I've never heard this.
Yeah, you know how they're
Anime? No way.
Yeah, potentially I could be lying.
Yeah.
But if you guys agree, let me know.
Yeah.
Well, I'll have to think about this one actually.
Yeah, anime and that sort of stuff. Yeah, that Asians, believe it or not, I think they're into that. So there's a Snoopy on this watch.
Yeah.
So it's obviously after the Snoopy the dog. On the back, Snoopy's on a rocket. He flies around. And you know me, like 4 Asians I've had come in. Right there, like, I love that Snoopy. I love this Snoopy. It's just like, and like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even do a fucking Asian accent. How crazy is that? I tried to do it. I was like, that's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. And they just buy it.
I think
They buy it. Yeah.
I think Omega for me, right, is either you've watched too many James Bond films, so you're just like,
Oh, dude, I haven't
mate.
even got it into the James Bond stuff, man.
yeah, these guys love it because James Bond used to wear Omegas. People just froth that.
Yeah.
Or you're like, it's like your first luxury watch.
Yeah.
You can't really afford a Rolex.
Really?
So you're like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get into the market. My first watch, Omega Seamaster. That's it.
I think James Bond started it for a lot of people. There was the iconic Seamaster that he wore.
That's the one.
And that started collecting for a lot of people across the board. And then year after year, they just kept releasing Omegas that James Bond was wearing. And who wouldn't want to be James Bond?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so across the board, yeah, man, he dominated. And like my favorite model from Omega is the Skyfall in 2017. That model in particular, the Aquaterra they did a specific model for Skyfall, that movie. But yeah, that keeps people entertained for sure in that field.
So where are we putting
Where are we
Omega?
putting? Yeah.
I don't think they're goated, I'll be honest, but they're very good.
They're good. They're definitely good
extremely
watches.
good. Yeah.
All
Like
right.
the only reason I'm not putting goated, otherwise we end up with fucking 10 brands.
Business decision.
All right. Next up, we have Patek Philippe.
You're a straight baller. Now, there's 2 types of Patek Philippe wearers. There's the guy that owns the nail salon, doesn't really speak much English, and he wears board shorts and a singlet and Crocs, but he wears like a rose gold Nautilus, which is like $200,000, right?
Right.
Yeah, and he probably drives a Toyota.
Yeah.
He just doesn't want you to know that he's rich.
Yeah.
There's so many of those entrepreneurs. Then there's the other Patek wearers, right? The guys that they go to these watch events. Yes, you know what I'm wearing? The 5712A. Callum, you know, it was such a pinnacle in my life to own this watch. You know, I hunted and searched for it so long. Look at the Gerald Genta case. Look at the design.
Gerald Genta.
And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, chill with that, man. Like, but like, to be honest, you will not get, depending on what model, Aquanaut, you won't get one, like an Aquanaut, that sort of money, you won't get a newer one for under 80, 90,000. So that's where you start. And then you will end with your 5711s, your 5712s in rose gold steel, doesn't matter. You can push 200s easily. So you're probably, I have sold a lot of these to like entrepreneurs, like these sort of, and you wouldn't believe it. I know you're in tech and I know you're in marketing. There's some big marketing agency owners and tech dudes, like they've started their tech startup and it's done really well. And they just don't fuck around, these guys. No, they just don't like to play games. Not like finance and real estate guys. They're like,
they're not pinching pennies.
Yeah. This is how you know you have money, right? When you walk in here, Cal, I want the 5712, 175K. That's what I can get. Yeah, done.
That's it.
No negotiation.
No coin flipping.
When can you get the watch? That's a tech heavy right there.
Yeah.
Or a marketing agent. They're just, I don't know what sort of Google ads they're doing, man. I wouldn't know.
I am, bro.
I wouldn't know what Google ads they're pumping out there.
Yeah.
Maybe they've got the Pornhub one. I don't know what they've got, but they're fucking smashing it, man. They're killing it, and they're wearing Patek for sure.
Yeah.
But then obviously your rich Chinese investors as well. I get a lot of rich Chinese investors that my business partners have to deal with because they can't speak English. So there's them as well.
There's also like, I feel like the Pateks these days, a lot of influencers are getting into these ones. Like if you're a big dog and you're famous on Instagram, you're dropping
I feel like
200 G's on a
Mark
Nautilus.
Wahlberg wears a lot of them, but Mark Wahlberg's like he wears every fucking watch.
He's got a massive collection.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Wahlberg, Travis Scott, Ed Sheeran, like LeBron James.
Yeah.
What a group of people. What a group of people.
Ed Sheeran. Poor Eddie.
Ed Sheeran's got like a one-of-one watch.
Does he?
Yeah.
It's like a casting couch. Ed Sheeran on the casting couch, Patek Philippe version. But like Patek, honestly, the name holds weight in the industry for sure. Like if you're wearing a Patek, you're not fucking around. People take you pretty seriously.
All right. Well, where do we put on the tier list?
On the tier list, I mean,
it's got to go. Yeah. It's got to go. It's go. Like I mean, like if you're owning one of those, you're on the money, man. You've done well.
All right. Next up, AP.
You're definitely Asian. You're 100% Asian. I reckon.
Really?
Yeah. I reckon if you're wearing a Royal Oak Chrono in particular, you're Asian. 100%. You. I don't know what you do with yourself, but you're Asian. But then, on the other hand, if you're just wearing the normal Royal Oak, the reason why I say that is because I've sold so many of these Royal Oaks to just
some
Asian
people just
dudes.
know the brand is Royal Oak. They wouldn't even know it's AP. You know what I mean?
That's a specific model. But I've sold to these guys, and they're just like, I had young dudes buy them off me as well, like young international students. I don't know what it is about the Royal Oak and how they get the money to buy these international students coming in, but they're buying Royal Oaks. It's crazy. But you also will get your white investment banker as well.
Yeah.
Your finance heavies, these sort of guys that just have it, real estate agents. I've sold to a few real estate agents, some pretty well-known ones that they.
I don't know a single real estate agent.
Who's a well-known? It's like
like ex-AFL that have gone into real estate there's a few in Melbourne that have like decent following on. I mean, you're right. Who the fuck follows a real estate agent? You're right. No one's following those guys. But dude, I'll be honest. AP, it's a flex, right? You're wearing an AP. Maybe you think you're Travis Scott. I don't know who you think.
No, but those rappers, they just ice them out.
That's them out. Maybe you think you're a hard cunt with the fucking AP iced out. I don't know, but like, I'll be honest, man. Like when you put those diamonds on the AP, the value literally just does this. Like aftermarket diamonds. So you're looking for another rapper. How many Melbourne rappers are there? Man?
Cursor.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
Like, dude, I don't know.
360.
Imagine 360 rocking an iced out AP. It just wouldn't look right, would it?
No.
It just would look, but yeah, you're probably a rapper. Or you think you're a rapper if you're wearing an AP, man.
Yeah.
Like, or you think maybe you're a wannabe rapper. But those guys definitely, they're out there. Travis Scott, all those, Jay-Z, they all deck those out.
I've got a third person who wears AP. Back in the day, I used to work retail at Vodafone, and one of my sales associates in the team bought an AP.
What? With what money?
Oh, dude,
Vodafone
I didn't
money?
ask that many questions.
So bro was selling Samsungs, Nokias, and $30
He had like
mobile
and
deals.
this is back in 2016 or
Bro,
17.
must
So
be
he paid
churning the deals.
He paid 30 or 40K for the AP, and he came in. It was a rose gold one, and I tried it on. So I tried it on an AP like a couple
Wow.
of years ago, and I'm like, brother, he told me how much it was. I just gave it back to him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to touch this, man.
That's-
I'm scared of breaking it.
Honestly,
What the
fair.
fuck?
Yeah,
Bro, that dude's doing some dodgy shit for sure, man.
I
Must be in the
didn't ask any
pharmaceutical
questions.
industry as well, brother.
You know what? The pharmaceutical industry is pumping, man.
It pays well.
It always pumps, brother.
All
So
right.
yeah, where are you putting AP?
AP, I'll be honest. So on top of all that, AP, their movements do shit the bed. I'll be honest.
After
like,
how long?
Yeah, like they usually have date wheel issues. They have a few things. So if you're not flexing your AP, like your Royal Oak, outside of that, the rest of their models are pretty garbage. They do the 1159 code. They do a few other models that I just look at and I'm like, mate, that's garbage. So I'm going to put them at, I'm not even going to put them as good. I'm not a huge fan. I'm going to put them below that.
All right. Serviceable.
It's serviceable.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a hot take. All right. Next up, we have the Apple Watch.
Here we go.
Second watch on his wrist.
So,
I mean, man, you definitely
Telling you time to stand up, apparently.
Yeah, you're definitely taking calls like this if you're in finance. You're in finance and you're taking calls like this.
Yeah, you got business
You're that
to
guy.
handle.
You're that guy, and you're probably trying to show your Rolex like this on your watch. You're actually speaking into your watch just to
Yeah.
make it known that you're about business, but you're also showing your Rollie on the other wrist for sure. Apple Watch, I feel like we're just all NPCs. We're a bunch of NPCs wearing the Apple Watch, but I don't know why. I just need to get my steps in, man.
Yeah, see, like if you wear an Apple Watch, right, you're the type of guy, you care about more, you don't care about the time, really. You just care about your health.
Yeah,
you
I
care
don't
about
check
closing the
time.
rings.
Yeah,
Actually, no, that's a good question. Are you checking your watch on your Apple Watch or the Rollie?
my Apple Watch. If you're double wristing the Apple Watch, a digital watch, and your
Yeah.
Rollie, what do you want to look at? It's 11 something. Oh, it's 11:52.
You need the numbers. You need the digital
You need
numbers.
the digital numbers. It's just way quicker off the bat. So
Yeah.
you're probably a bit like that. But Apple Watch wearers, I mean, look, there's a lot of weird ones. Definitely, there's some weird guys out there wearing Apple Watches, man.
some sus blokes.
No, but you're into
some
fitness, but
real
you're not so into running that because if you were into running, you'd
No,
buy a
man,
Garmin.
if you're into running, you're wearing Garmin,
yeah.
surely.
Yeah. So you're
If
into
you're
fitness.
into golf, you're wearing Garmin. You're just you're halfway there.
Yeah,
You're not
You're half in, half out.
You're quite there. You jumped on the hype train.
Yeah.
You're a bit behind the 8 ball and everything, man. You're not quite there. That's why I'm.
Yeah, you're reading books, you're reading Atomic Habits, your icky guys, those are the favorite books. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
giving me the ick bad. You're giving me the ick real bad, and I'm not gay.
But in saying that,
For the record.
Apple Watches are good, man. Like, I mean,
No,
I don't know.
look, I do look at all my notifications on the Apple Watch.
Yeah.
Like if it's just quickly, I need to peek something.
Yeah,
quickly
thanks.
check
It's not
it.
rude,
I will
you know?
Look at, it doesn't look as bad. And I'm constantly checking my steps, making sure I get my steps in.
That's it.
What's your
All day.
step goal?
Yeah, what's your step goal? Let's talk about your steps now.
Mate, I'm trying to hit 10,000 steps
A day?
Yeah, a day.
You hitting
Trying
it?
to hit yeah, I've been hitting it.
Does the Apple Watch help?
Of course, man. The only other one that I'd say competes with this is Whoop, but fuck paying a subscription for your watch, man.
Yeah, who would pay a subscription for a watch?
I got gifted the Whoop, all right? I got gifted
Sure.
it.
Gifted the Whoop, literally. He literally got whooped, bro.
He's had the whoop since birth, bro.
Where are we putting Apple Watch on the list, boys?
Actually, wait, do you actually take calls from the watch? Surely not.
Fuck no,
Okay,
man.
good.
You can't. If you're that guy, man, if you're that guy watching it that takes the call like this, I hate you.
Have you ever seen anyone do that?
No, but you look like a Secret Service agent or some shit.
I've
talking
seen
to
people
you.
do it, man.
No, surely not.
I've seen people do
People-
it.
I've
It's
seen people do it as well.
disgusting.
Yeah.
bro.
That's fucked.
It's disgusting. But again, if you're working and you're like, you don't want to make it like you're trying to like hide that you're taking a call, maybe, but you're still holding.
How do you hide taking a call? I think it's quite
True,
obvious
true,
you're
true,
taking
true.
a call.
It's true. Yeah, you're right.
Have you ever sent a text on the
Watch
Apple
is
Watch?
like, I think it's the most sold watch in the world.
Yeah,
like one
probably.
of the
Has to
most
be.
sold watches in the world, but it's for NPCs, so it needs to be. It's below serviceable.
All
It's,
right.
Last resort or
it's a
trash?
last resort,
All right.
and I'm at that point.
Damn.
All right. Next up, we have Cartier.
Man, the Santos, I've said this before. If you're wearing the Cartier Santos, you look like a private schoolboy that's about to go and party down at Sorrento Hotel. You've probably got a boat or you've got a nice car. You've got a Merc or something. You're driving your parents' car.
Yeah.
It's a Merc or something like
It's
that.
daddy's money.
It's old money.
Yeah, and that's where you get the Santos. Or you're in finance. I got a lot of finance bros that are just like, hey, I want a Santos, man. I want to be able to slip it under the cuff, this sort of thing. But the Santos actually trades poorly in a lot of countries. A lot of Asian countries, you'll see it's more white. It's the Australia, the USA, these sort of places where really where the Santos does its work. Not many people in like they can't give them away in China.
Yeah.
No one wants
that.
So I could go to China and pick up a cheap one as well.
You could probably pick a cheap one up.
Yeah.
They don't want them. They don't wear them. But it's like the pinnacle of private schoolboy or athlete. Maybe you're an athlete, you're wearing this watch. Yeah.
I think, you're either a woman as well. Like
they
Cartiers, women love Cartiers, especially. And to be fair, if you're wearing a Cartier, you probably only know two brands. You know, the Santos or the Tank. That's it.
Yeah.
Job done. Those two are the only
I mean, in
ones.
terms of ladies' watches, if I had to pick a watch, one to save money, so I didn't have to spend. Look, I don't have a missus, but hopefully my future missus isn't watching this. I'm going to Cartier. You're going to save a lot of money, and if you're going to buy a brand, right, buy the best model from that brand. Don't get 10K and buy some garbage Rolex, something that's from the 1970s that you just because you could get a lady's watch for 10K, you go to Rolex. Go and spend that 10K and get her like a Panthère, get her what Cartier are known for doing. Like that's what I'd be saying. And they've done that really well across the board. Cartier, their ladies' watches is crazy. Like, I think they're really, really good. Yeah. So if any of you guys have misses, look at Cartier. I think.
Cartier.
Don't put that out there, please.
Yeah.
The wallet is stretched as it is, brother.
He's going to buy his missus a Cartier.
Cartier has to. Yeah.
We're going after this.
You have any in stock by any chance?
Yeah, I do.
I'm busy that day, brother.
Where do you put Cartier on the tier list then?
I mean, like they're anchored off their Santos, dude. It's a bit like AP, where I think for men, they do really well. Women, they do like a lot better, I think. But I would say that they're good.
Good.
They're good. Very good.
Good it is.
We don't have anything to trash. Is there any watches you would put in trash?
Let me ask you this, right? Where do we put a Daniel Wellington?
Trash.
All right. Yeah, you know what? Rattle off.
Fossil watch, diesel watch, trash. Maserati watch. Imagine driving a fucking $500,000 Maserati, but your watch is worth $50, man. How does that work?
Doesn't add up to me, brother.
How does that work?
But if you're wearing Daniel Wellington or a Fossil, to be honest, you're stuck in like 2017. Do you know what I mean?
Man.
It's like grow up.
Daniel Wellington, Fossil, these massive Fossil watches, dude. Like, I don't know. Like Emporio, Armani.
Movement, MVMT.
Yeah, like what are these, man? Like stop this nonsense. Maybe Hublot. Hublot goes in there. Bro, yeah. Like,
Hublot's kind of expensive though, isn't it? for what
Hublot's
it is?
expensive.
Yeah.
I'd still say it's garbage though. Like, and I'm not saying that. Everyone's like, oh, Carl, you just say it because Nico Leonard says Hublot's garbage. No, man. There's a reason why people think this brand's garbage.
Why is it?
Well, man, they're making these expensive watches and putting the most garbage. Like, I guess everyone, each their own, right? If you like the design, that's on you, right? They probably have one model where I'm like, I look at the design and I'm like,
one?
it's okay. The Classic Fusion. And I'm like, hey, it's okay. Or like they do all their big, loud, like full yellow, full light blue, Tiffany blue, like full green, like that sort of stuff. I'm like, okay, that's pretty crazy. Like you're an Asian baller if you're wearing that. But the rest across the board, they're slapping these terrible movements in these weird designs. Like it looks like a Wish version of Richard Mille and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're calling it beautiful $20,000 watch. But the guys that buy Hublot literally don't care about their money.
Oh, really?
It's like, how do I buy the most expensive watch at retail that looks loud as fuck? And I know I'm going to lose money, but I don't care. This is the watch.
Yeah. That's the one for you.
That's the one for me, man. I got $1 million in the bank. I'm going to go spend 30 grand on this Hublot. I know it's going to be worth 15, but I want to know people that I want to show people that I don't care.
Actually, one final one. Richard Mille watches.
Richard Mille.
Those kind of people who buy that. What about them?
You're probably a DD if you're in Australia. You're probably a DD or you're just balling.
Yeah.
You got to be seriously balling. You're probably international. Like I see a lot of like rich Singaporeans, Malaysians come into Australia wearing Richard Mille. usually it's international money, right? Because in Singapore, Malaysia, China, all these countries, Richard Mille is just flowing, right? They're just selling them on the daily. 501 million, Nadal, Rafael Nadal, Richard Mille just selling. When they come here, they just wear their watch. Right?
Yeah.
The circulation of Richard Mille here, it's like you're probably a big baller, but a lot of these guys I'd say are international buyers, and you're balling out, and you're probably you're knowing it. You know you're balling out as well. Like you're not going to places where you're Richard Mille casually. Like yeah.
You seen Richard Mille? Do you know which watch we're talking about?
Sure.
No, okay.
So Richard Mille are huge right now. So the way that
I've heard of.
Yeah. They got big because they started giving out watches. They were worth fuck all. They were like people used to look at the design and laugh. It's like a plastic carbon watch. Some of them.
It looks like
it looks like a toy. Some of them legitimately look like a toy. And they started putting on rappers like JC, these guys, Kanye, and they started like flexing them hard. And he was like, what the fuck? Like, that's baller. That's baller, man. And then like after years and years of that, people just associated Richard Mille with like extreme wealth. Right? And it just like looks so flamboyant, like extreme wealth. And Nadal wore it. You know, now a lot of the F1 drivers are in it.
They sponsor McLaren, the whole team.
Yeah. Piastri, Norris, they're all wearing Richard Mille. So like they're marketing. These dudes are marketing genius.
But their engineering is unbelievable though.
To be fair,
their movements are crazy.
If you want to service your Richard Mille, my mate serviced his Richard Mille for 25,000.
Wow.
The service alone cost him 25 grand.
Wow.
But the marketing is like the F1 drivers will finish their race. Like the other day, Piastri won his race. He got out of the car. First thing he does before he goes up to the interviews is puts on the Richard Mille.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. The first thing he did.
We tried our first ever Richard Mille. We went to Japan. We were looking for watches. That's where Sam got his Seamaster.
Yeah.
We went to the shop. We sat down. We're like, all right, what's that Richard Mille? It was like the South Africa one. We're like, all right, give it here. Put it on. It's like the lightest watch ever.
Yeah. Felt like wearing nothing.
It literally felt like you're not wearing anything. It was amazing.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, their marketing's out crazy. Like, do I think in another life I could wear a Richard Mille? Probably. But like now it's tough. Like I'm not going around Greenacre wearing my Richard Mille. I'm not going around like, you know what I mean? Like I'm not even like, imagine me walking around with a Richard Mille, even in the city.
Yeah.
Like I'm in the watch world, people were going to see me like, what the fuck's Cal doing, man?
Yeah.
He's wearing like a $500,000 watch. That's crazy.
Yeah. Like, the South Africa one we tried, I think it was 400K or 500K.
Yeah. Secondhand.
Yeah.
Like Dubai, they move them every day.
Yeah.
It's like penny change for these guys, man.
All right, where are we putting Richard Mille and Hublot?
Hublot's in trash. Yeah. Richard Mille, I'm not, if we're going off hype,
no, sack the hype off. Honest thoughts.
It's the middle tier.
Serviceable.
Serviceable. Like, but is it serviceable to the normal person? No. It's not even close.
Yeah,
I love it.
Fair enough. Well, that was a interesting tier list, I got to say. Do you agree with a lot of those? So in GOAT, we had Rolex, the G-Shock and Patek. In Good, you said Omega and Cartier. In Serviceable, we had AP and Richard Mille. In Last Resort, we said Tissot and Apple Watch. And then in Trash, we had Daniel Wellington, Fossil, Maserati, Diesel, Armani, Hublot.
Man, if people start messaging me, how did like Armani make it to trash? And how did that Maserati, mate? I'm going to block you straight away. I refuse to speak to you, man.
Any changes you want to make to that, or you're pretty happy with that?
We got all or nothing here.
Beautiful.
Even if there's a mistake in there, we live by it.
We live by it. Beautiful.
Exactly.